Many of you use Internet Explorer, which you're seeing the latest version of, to browse the web. A lot of you on Macs use Safari. When it comes to running Blackboard, the suggestion and the advice is for everybody to download Mozilla Firefox. So if you're not sure what that is, all you have to do is, if you go to www.google.com and you type in the box Mozilla, and notice Firefox is coming in already, and right over here you have install Firefox, download. Hit any of these and it will enable you to download Firefox onto your own computer. Now, I'm assuming that you've gone through that and you're really using Firefox. So, let me shut that down, and now I'm going to actually start up Firefox. So, here is Firefox, and I happen to be on the page, but if you don't know where to go, let's say you start out from Kingsborough's website. If you see on Quick Links, you can go right over to Blackboard or to the or come all the way down to the CUNY portal. The easiest way is to go right to Blackboard. Quick Links. There is a quick link for Blackboard, but it only gives you instructions how to get there. Click on it if you're having problems. But the easiest way to get down to Blackboard is to go not to the CUNY First portal, but to the CUNY portal. CUNY First portal is where you register for the class. CUNY portal is where everything else comes up at CUNY, and you come up to a page like this, and up in the corner it says Login, and you go down and it says the third selection over there is Blackboard, and you put in your name and your password, and it will take you into Blackboard. Now your screen will look a little bit different. Here's the way mine happens to look, and if you look over on the right, there's a box, top of the box, it says My Courses. It says courses you're teaching, and yours it'll probably say courses you're taking. And if we go down to, it says Fall 2013 Logic Theories of Argumentation, course we're talking about. So click on that. And now you come to the home page of our course. Notice it has all the numbers of the course that you'd ever want to know and probably never wanted to know. Tells you a little bit about it. I have this nice little picture. See if you can figure out who that guy is. Very significant man in logic. I'll give you a hint. He's an ancient Greek. You have my name over here, Sunday 9 to 1. Okay, and notice over here on the left side we have a menu. Home page, which is where we are. Information, which is where we're going to go towards a second, because the information contains the syllabus and some of that. Assignments is where I'm going to post assignment. Tests and quizzes, if I give you tests or quizzes online, they'll be in that section. Lecture notes, I always post my lecture notes. They will be in that section. Content, if there are videos, there are lectures, they will be in the content section. Readings, if there are additional readings, if there are things to read, and I will be posting readings on a regular basis, chapters in logic texts that I would like you to read, they will be in the readings. discussions are where those discussion forums were that you're now experts on. And if not, now you know where to find them. You just click on discussions and you'll see, don't worry about groups, etc. And your screen will look slightly different because in fact, let me just change this. If I turn this off, you don't have this option, but I have that because I'm teaching. Notice the number of items has now dropped down, but we still have the discussions. So if you didn't know where to go before, and you will find the forum in there by the time. But for today, we're worried about what's in for information. In particular, let's take a look at the syllabus. Pop it up, make it a little bit bigger so we can all see it. Great. Okay, and here it is. You know what the course is. We've been through that several times. Meet Sunday 1 to 2 p.m. in F319 and online in Blackboard. I will probably also ask you to get on turnitin.com to put in some of your writing. And notice it is a hybrid and writing intensive course. Hybrid, partially online, partially face-to-face, and writing intensive. It's a requirement that everybody to graduate from Kingsborough that they complete one writing intensive course. And if you're in a 4-year college in CUNY, you have to take one to get out of your first 2 years on to becoming an upperclassman, and another one as an upperclassman. So for those of you who are going to go on to 4-year schools, you will have another writing intensive course before you can graduate. Okay, here is my office hours. Get in touch with me via email. We'll make it by appointment. Telephone number is just there in case of dire emergency. It is the department telephone number. Text and computer resources, very important. I will be giving you handouts. They will be posted on Blackboard in the reading section. You will be required to print or bring an electronic copy if you use an iPad or something like that. Don't try to read this on a telephone. It's just not going to work. Optionally, a good part of what I'm going to be giving you is coming out of a book by Richard Feldman, who was my dissertation advisor, called Reason and Argument, 2nd edition. The reason I'm not asking you to buy this is a very, very, very expensive textbook, and it's gotten more and more expensive every year. I'm in the process of writing my own, going to be along similar lines, and much of the material that I'll be getting will be coming out. I've seen online, you can rent this textbook for $20 for the semester. For $20, it might be worth renting it. If not, I would go through the trouble of making the printouts of the material that we're using. Keep in mind, you can go over to the library either before class or after class and print this stuff out that I give you from the reading section. It's expected that you have access to a computer that can get you to Blackboard. And now I've shown you how to do that. In addition to which, a USB drive, sometimes called a thumb drive. Most of you guys have seen this. It's something that's usually hanging from my neck because all my lectures are sitting there. All the material that I present to you guys is there. I suggest that you keep that and you keep backup copies, because it's the one guy who didn't do that whose computer crashes, or the computer that they're using crashes right at the end of the semester, right when they need it most. Then there's a quick course description about the course. That is, we'll be starting by examining what I call the conceptual background for understanding and evaluating arguments, and then we're going to develop a method for identifying, interpreting, and evaluating arguments, and the course is really a hands-on course. That is, you're going to learn and be expected to apply the techniques. This is not some stuff that we're just going to learn. It's not strictly academic. That is, it is really a skill that we are trying to help you develop in this logic course. And as I mentioned, it does fulfill the writing intensive requirement. Your learning objectives, right along the line with the course description. That is, we're going to be developing critical thinking and logic skills, and you're going to be able to understand and employ the basic concepts of logic, deductive and inductive, and you'll know what those mean by the end of the semester. You will develop skills in understanding, recognizing, and being able to use basic inferences of logic. You will also have a lot of opportunity to develop or to improve your reading and your skill at interpreting text, and you'll be spending time understanding, extracting, reconstructing, and explaining arguments in the text and in other communications, including identifying conclusions of an argument presented, identifying the reasons presented for accepting the conclusion, and identifying the logical connection between those two. And finally, you will learn how to evaluate arguments. Or I shouldn't say you will learn, because presumably you've been spending your whole life evaluating arguments. You will be improving your skills. Grades, something everybody's always wondering about. And I try to make this kind of simple. That is, your grade will be based on your attendance and participation, any problem sets that we hand out during the course of the semester, your writing assignments, your midterm exam, and your final exam. The problem sets, attendance and participation, will probably be about a quarter of your grade. Your writing assignments, a little bit more than that, and your midterm and final about equal weight. So all told, your writing assignments will end up being about 40% of your grade. Now, the next thing is a warning. A grade of F will be assigned to students who don't complete all the problem sets and writing assignments. You got to at least try and hand them in. If you fail to take the midterm, you don't pass the final exam. And if you disrupt the classroom decorum, if you can't control yourself and follow the rules and respect others' right to an education, you're not going to pass. And if you're caught cheating, copying somebody's work, handing in any work that isn't your own, that will result in a grade of F in the course. It's a writing intensive course. We have a writing center, and they will provide assistance. And they provide assistance in various ways. It can be walk-in assistance, and you can mail papers in, and they can give you advice about or give you help in putting it together. So if you're having difficulty, that is a really good place to look. I will be offering an honors enrichment component for those who are interested. I'll say a little bit more in class about that. And just a final note on Blackboard. Access is required. It is your responsibility to get your password, to get your account running, to follow up with the IT guys. You should also let me know if you're having problems. If you followed up with the help desk several times, I will be glad to follow up, but I am not going to be the help desk. I cannot be the help desk. So that's basically the syllabus for us. Now let's just briefly go through the tentative schedule, and this might have even changed from the time that I put it together to the time that I will be speaking to you. And Okay, and here is the set of topics that what is an argument we'll be covering in the first day. Argument analysis, reason versus rhetoric, identifying premises and conclusions, critical thing in Feldman's book. It happens later on. I like to get you started right on the first week if we can get it in so you understand what's going on. And if you look through, basically my plan is to go through certainly the first 7 chapters of the material that Feldman covers in the first 7 chapters of his book. Maybe not using exactly his 7 sections, but we will be going through all of that. And my hope is that we can get that done and we can spend a significant amount of time, a couple of weeks, on specific kind. If you look down at number 28, moral arguments or extended arguments. And notice I have final exam at the end. I think I left out putting a midterm in there, but we will be having a midterm in the middle of all of that. So that's the tentative schedule, and it will change, and I will notify you of changes that go on during the course of the semester. And in fact, on the home page, you'll see my announcements, and shortly, once I get a bunch of announcements in, I will also put up an announcement page right after the home page so you can go through there and see. The announcements will tell you what all the assignments are, etc. But now going back to the information page, there were the class ground rules. Click on them, and if you notice, it opens up in the other window. We can make it larger. And basically, I have a whole set of rules of good behavior in the classroom, not disturbing your fellow classmate, not making it impossible for them to learn. I ask you to not use any electronic devices without my approval. That is, texting your friends during class is disturbing to others in the class. Maybe it's not disturbing to you, but it is disturbing to others, and it's not fair to them. However, should you want to use an iPad or a laptop for taking notes, please let me know, and I will be glad to accommodate you. Or should you use an iPad or a notebook PC as a textbook, we will enable you to use that during the course of the semester. Just make sure that you have my permission. Email will do that for you, and make sure that you're only using it for a legitimate purpose. Okay, so that's about what Blackboard looks like basically, and let me just go back and check and see where we are in terms of okay, and now finally the one assignment you're going to have, the administrative assignment, is going to be I have a short quiz, or I will have a short quiz up on Blackboard for you on the syllabus to make sure you understand the ground rules and that you're not fooling yourself and thinking you understand the ground rules when you don't. And I'm going to ask you to fill out that student educational background questionnaire so I have a better understanding of what your backgrounds are and I can better tailor the class to you. And with that, we can move on to the next topic, which is the beginning of the course, which is understanding what is logic.